proud to serve the Wabash Valley. This is NBC2 News Weekend Edition.
He inspired a lot on and off the field. He was always a happy person.
A fatal crash right here in the valley leaves 3 people dead and an entire community now devastated. Plus, we'll have more details about a homicide investigation in Sullivan County involving a 20-year-old pregnant woman.
I'm not sure he's done anything illegal.
Which unfortunately hasn't always been the norm for governors there in the state of Illinois. But is that all Governor Pat Quinn will be remembered for? Hear from his constituents coming up. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for NBC2 News at 6. I'm Kyle Linsky. Tragedy strikes a tight-knit community right here in the Wabash Valley. A fatal accident in Vermilion County leaves 3 people dead. Lauren Miner spent today talking to people in the tiny town of Cayuga. She joins us now with a story on how this community is coping with this tragedy. Lauren?
Kyle, as you would imagine, the emotions are still very raw, as you said, and the entire community is grieving. A memorial of flowers, candles, and posters now marks the spot where the accident claimed the lives of 3 teenagers and sent another to the hospital. The crash occurred yesterday afternoon when the driver lost control of his truck and hit an embankment on County Road 400 North in Cayuga. The truck then went airborne, striking the Colonial Brick Corporation office. We learned late last night that the identities of the victims involved: North Vermilion student and member of the North Vermilion State Championship football team, Braden Hollowell, was one of the 3 who died in the accident. The other 2 victims were sisters Annie and Caroline Clark of Munich. Ethan Lee, another student and football player, was the driver, and tonight he is recovering at the Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis with neck and internal injuries. Several people in the community told me that the 2 sisters were dating Ethan and Braden. Now friends are stopping by the roadside memorial, including Haley Jumps, whose brother was close friends with Braden.
He was just always happy and always smiling, and he was just overall a great person. And for my brother, he was very close friends to Braden, and I know that that's going to be hard on all their friend group because they're all just so close, and so that's going to be tough, but we'll get through it.
Definitely an emotional time for everyone in the community, and what I was hearing a lot today was how they are just, trying to do their best to stick together, along with helping the families of those involved in the accident during this difficult time. Kyle?
Very tragic story there, Lauren. Has state police said anything about this ongoing investigation?
Speed is believed to be a factor in the crash, but drugs nor alcohol were suspected. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Lauren. We've been following a homicide investigation out of Sullivan County involving an expectant mother all week. Lindsay Harrison is here now with new details about the case. Lindsay, what can you tell us?
Kyle, last night police identified Tiffany Adams as the body found in Sullivan County earlier this week. Her body was found in a cornfield on Tuesday. On Wednesday, an autopsy confirmed that the case was a homicide. Adams was 20 years old when she went missing back in November and was 7 months pregnant.
This would be very likely 2 homicides and possibly charged as 2 murders.
Tiffany Adams was due to have her first child in early January. Now, the death of this expectant mother is being investigated as a homicide, possibly a double.
Ultimately, there'll be a medical professional who will make a determination as to his opinion as to viability of this particular fetus. But due to the age of the fetus, I think there's a strong presumption that the baby was viable.
The baby boy that Adams was carrying when she died was at 32 weeks. There has been an outpouring of support and condolences on social media since her body was identified Friday evening. Chris Valentine says the news was tragic and rest in peace to God's angels. Melissa Kitchen says she's heartbroken for the friends and family. And Santon Smith says she's praying for the family. Police have not released a cause of death yet, but are asking for any help the community can give.
Remember, Sullivan's a small, tight-knit community. Someone had to have seen something. Maybe they thought it was too small, maybe they thought it was nothing, but please give us a call, let us decide.
Anyone with information is asked to call Detective Michael Taylor at the Indiana State Police Putnamville post. The number is 812-268-4044. Callers can remain anonymous.
And police tell NBC2 they are following several leads right now in this case. but there have been arrests made just yet. Right now, the Greene County Sheriff's Department is looking for a missing teen out of Bloomfield. Maria Bolter is a white female, 18 years old, about 5'3", and has blonde hair and blue eyes. She was reportedly last seen in the Bloomfield IGA parking lot at 6 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Co-workers reported her missing when she didn't show up for work on Thursday. If you saw her prior to her disappearance or if you know anything about her whereabouts, be sure to call the Greene County Sheriff's Department. That number is 812-384-4411. A new year.